Thanks, Nomad. Yeah, game number 1, Vici EHOME, big meaning for this series. Like I was saying yesterday, every time we get closer and closer to the midway point, it feels like each series is becoming more and more crucial. And we're seeing these teams that are sitting middle of the pack ready to go up against each other. Maybe we were thinking before this whole thing started that Vici would be towards the top and EHOME would be more middle of the pack, and maybe this wouldn't have as much of an outcome meaning for them. But now both sitting towards the middle, winning this series could be the difference maker in making it to the major in some way.
Vici Gaming needs to win this series. They won against Magma and LBZS, which are considered to be the bottom of the tier in this region. So they need to, step it up, win against some of the big teams. And I think they have a really good draft here. Batrider into Slark doesn't seem that good. If we're talking about the mid lane, off lane against the safe lane, Batrider does much better, I would say. Where, you pressure him at the early levels, you also have ways to kill him with the cogs, with the battery assault. Someone gets caught out of the position. You think about Slark, yeah, he's just gonna pounce away, use Dark Pact, remove that stick in a palm charges. Early levels, it's not that easy. Dark Pact level 1 is 9-second cooldown. Pounce is 20 seconds, so you need to be very careful how you use your abilities.
So you're saying it could still be an aggressive lane from the Batrider early on?
For sure. Batrider puts pressure on the Slark early on. We see another disconnect coming out from Slark. He's like, I do not want to play into this matchup. I don't like last track.
You just give up that easily? Pre-horn? Just disconnect, walk away, step off the land stage.
I need to think about my item build. It's very tough for Slark, because Leshrac is the best hero in the game that has both magical and physical damage coming out from his spells.
Right.
And you have AoE, so Slark ulti is not going to be that great. Tidehunter doesn't like to play into Leshrac. Undying doesn't do much. So it looks like a really, really good Leshrac game. They also have Healing Ward, they have Sunray, so a lot of sustain coming out from these two heroes as well on top of that.
How much of EHOME's game relies on Fate, getting an early Blink Dagger, working on his items, and getting probably a bit more farm than a 4 should early on in the game?
We've seen Earthshakers, when they skip mana boots, that Blink Dagger is ready, let's say, between 11-15 minutes, depending how many bounties you pick up, how many assists you have. A Shaker doesn't die that much early on compared to some other position 4s, because he has defensive tools, he has stuns, he doesn't go in that much. He's more of a, I'm going to keep my distance and use a Fisher. Also starts with the Boots of Speed, pretty standard build on the Shakers. So for a few minutes, you have an ability to just outrun the opponents. Fisher
if he's got those boots early,
you don't need to buy boots later, yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you can just work straight on the Blink from here on out. If you're skipping the mana boots, right?
Exactly.
Like you were saying, Earthshaker is one of those heroes. You don't really jump in early or fissure from a distance. You can really get everything done that you need to, because if you're moving over mid, you're probably just throwing a fissure out there. So XM can use Spirit Siphon, Crypt Swarm, and try to get a kill over mid. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fade make a couple rotations over mid. Honestly, I like EHOME's 4-minute mid-party matchup more than Vici's.
A Shaker brings so much. You get one good Fisher block on a mid lane, plus a Spirit Siphon. Should be a kill. I like what Fade did. He used the Fisher to block off the creep wave. Now the creep is very close to tower, so Chalice can get some CS, get some experience on top of that, and he also body blocked the small camp, so DY cannot pull that.
Speaking of Chalice, he's one of the guys on EHOME that, to me, I feel like is underperforming. When he was playing with LGD, he always felt like the anchor for them, making...
No puns intended? Now that he's playing a Tidehunter?
Yeah, no puns intended.
Being an anchor? Okay.
Not trying to sink any ships here, but, Chalice always felt like the point of contention when teams were going up against him. He was always stable in his lane, similar to the way Faith Beyond is. That the two of them are always stable in their lane, always getting farm, always making something happen. But here so far for EHOME, we haven't exactly seen the same thing.
A bit underperforming, I would agree. Still feels like, compared to, let's say, Ori.
Ooh, Erica. Getting really low here. One more shot, and there it is, coming through from Fade. They'll get the kill onto this Jug. Look over at DY, who doesn't have Icarus Dive. So looking like it could be a second.
Fisher.
But they're unwilling to go under the tower.
Even using a salve. So Phoenix won't be able to come, you know, to fight the Fiery Spirits. Let's see. Okay, so he bought a salve. Juggernaut, like a good bro, actually took it with himself after respawning, so Phoenix will be able to put some more pressure on the lane. Good start for Earthshaker, however.
Yeah, helping your support out when he's stuck.
Oh man, mid lane is getting dismantled. 17-5 against 9-3. So yeah, I was talking about trying to compare Chalice to Ori, where like Ori doesn't feel as comfortable as he did in the past. Like, he was a beast. Now, like, Ori just doesn't feel like he's playing 100%.
Yeah, we usually see him take over the game. In the past, it's been Vici kind of playing behind Ori quite a bit. Seeing him on heroes like Storm and TA, where he takes over the game, and it opens up the map all over for Vici, but we're not really seeing that much here. We've seen him lose a significant amount of matchups where, for a long time, where he felt like one of the most stable mids.
He's really struggling this game. I believe that's his bottle coming. Yeah, 4-minute rotation. Let's see who decides to pick it up.
Now
double damage. Fade will get it.
Fade. Chalice getting harassed bottom while there are no supports in that lane. So just the Bleed Fury pushing him back. He doesn't have anything to heal up with except for that Fairy Fire. We'll see if he goes boots, but for right now it looks like he's holding on to the gold to get that bottle. Been seeing a lot of that in these two regions that we've been covering. Both SEA and China. Off-lane bottles seem to be the big thing. A big change from what we were seeing previously. Totem and a right click onto Erica. Fade immediately dashing back with an anchor smash from Chalice, and he has bought that bottle, so that'll get delivered on the Courier. And ooh, Courier going down. X-Nova finding PYW's Courier. PYW will then find X-Nova. Well, battery assault and the cogs around this Undying, but Undying should be fine. That being said, I'm not sure the Clockwork's going to be fine. Tombstone used, but the Leshrac, that's not great from X-Nova. You're giving free gold to the Leshrac in a matchup he's struggling in.
That's free 150 gold for Lesh. Not sure why he decided to go for it. Don't think there's any kill opportunity, but, you know, in Dota, sometimes you have to say it is what it is and move on.
And that bumps Leshrac up from a devastating laning phase to something more salvageable for sure, that he's got boots available now. PYW, Fissure comes in, he's got the cogs, that should keep the rest of EHOME away. That's Nova and XM just looking over to try and get a kill onto this Clockwork, but not finding anything at that point.
Oh, yeah, you can see Batrider doing really good on the top lane, even matchup against the Slark. So, yeah, like a bit later, Slark starts doing okay. He gets level 6, so you don't care too much about, you know, his sticking up palm charges mid lane.
Yeah, they'll use that Spirit Siphon. They'll get the Exorcism off. They're trying to make something happen. Icarus dive away from DY. This is what we usually see from Death Prophets, is that early Exorcism to try and make something happen. But it is very tough when you've got heavy rotations coming out from Vici. But a good Fissure from Fade. That keeps Ori in a bad spot. However, XM, he's diving into this again, already at about half health when he makes the dive. Fairy Fire popped, and XM's life is gone. They've rotated over 4 heroes for this. They'll look over at X-Nova. Great Flame Break to push him back. They still have the Sunray and the Firefly to work with. That's a lot of fire right on top of you as, well, X-Nova. He's the second one to die in a double kill there for the Phoenix.
What looked like a good Fissure was actually a setup diving into Leshrac. Leshrac also didn't have too much mana there, but still enough once you have that Edict going on. And yeah, also this frames per second allowing me to analyze the game better because I can see everything slow-mo.
I kind of wish I could play every game like this, because then I could probably be mechanically better at this game.
You would have so much more time to react. Like you see Sven stun flying, you're like, yeah, I can dodge this. I have 5 seconds to manta dodge.
So that's what I'm wondering. Like when the Flash, he's able to move at super speed. If he were to play video games, can he move so fast that time around him slows down and he would just be the best gamer ever?
I never thought of it. Never thought about it.
Flash would
never
win TI.
will. I don't know.
Well, maybe just this moment you'll think about it.
I'll give it a thought. We'll let you know what I think about it. So yeah, 3 kills only, 8 minutes in. I want to see Shaker's item. Okay, going straight into Blink Dagger. I like that a bit more than getting the mana boots. It's almost half of the price of a Blink Dagger. He also got the First Blood, so he's going to be there eventually. I just don't want to see like Tidehunter getting a second Blink Dagger. He needs to tank up instead, because you do not want to invest gold, like 4,000 plus gold into 2 Blink Daggers.
Ooh, Fissure. DY, of course, has that Icarus dive. They brought over 4 heroes. They have Exorcism available. They want to go and take a tower again with this, but they weren't successful on the mid-tier 1. This time they're looking for more success.
I don't think you fight into this. There's Exorcism, Ravage, Tombstone. Very hard to fight into Fissure, so Vici Gaming should try to find something else on the map. There it is. Leshrac, 4 points in Edict on a mid lane. Slark getting caught.
Yeah, around him are some cogs, and Ajit needs to be careful. But with that rotation in the TPM from Chalice, they've actually held on to the tier 1 tower, which could have been easily taken if they had focused solely on the bottom tier 1.
Nice rotation. No, just to be able to defend your tier 1 tower. Next Edict. Tower should probably fall. There's no backdoor protection, so you can snipe it. All right.
Getting a kill
So
there.
solo
on
kill.
Nova.
He's not afraid to use the Omni Slash just to get a kill.
Sometimes we see Jugs look for the perfect moment. On top of that, he gets a Tombstone. Silence isn't going to hit. Erica goes into the Blade Fury and TP's
XM
out.
was trying to deny some of the creeps. I like how Juggernaut didn't TP straight away. Instead waited a bit to kill the whole creep wave with the spin. Slark with the Falcon Blade.
Yeah.
Not a big fan. You know, it sounds good on paper, where like you have mana regen, it gives you some damage, a bit of bit of HP, but I feel like you're missing a timing for your Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, it's not like he's running away with this game at the moment where he's like a 1,000 net worth ahead or anything. He's even with the Jug. He goes Falcon Blade. That slows down the Diffusal. Do you think if the game stays pretty quiet, it's okay? Or would you rather have a Slark?
You want to use
Have an early
Exorcism,
Diffusal.
you want to fight with the Ravage, get some advantage going on, get a fight so your Earthshaker can get some gold, get closer to the Blink Dagger. He's slowly farming. There's some stacks, but Earthshaker will not take those. Also, like, ideally, you would want to give Earthshaker the lane. I see Undying on the top. This is where Earthshaker should be, in my opinion. You know, just getting that free lane.
Yeah, X-Nova's top, but Fade for the moment is trying to farm mid. Hook shot in onto the Slark. Ajit forced to use that ult.
Good body
DY
blocks.
and PYW are both here. Yeah, great body blocks from PYW. They've brought in ult 11. Supernova used. Ajit, he's got Pounce in a second. Flame break, Dark Pack, and Pounce, but it leashes up this Bat Rider. And PYW finishes off the Slark. 3 heroes coming from Vici and no reaction from EHOME at all.
Tidehunter was out of mana, so he cannot TP. Maybe Earthshaker with a Fissure could help out a bit.
It's a tough situation with
It really
Slark
is.
so far from his team.
It's just overall a tough game for Slark, where he's playing into AoE. You have Spin, you have Leshrac, you have Bat Rider. So, yeah. Old 11. Make some really nice rotations across the map. Pan was talking how he's underperforming. With Old 11, you never know, like, which Old 11 is going to show up, if it's going to be a good day. You know, did he get his coffee or not? And then, you know, sometimes he's just godlike.
Into the Omni Slash.
That's a good
nobody
Omni.
there to mitigate the damage. Perfect Omni. Takes out XM very quickly.
Clockwork's getting so much farm. Like, he's sitting at 21 CS, but just needs a recipe to finish off the Spirit Vessel, which is going to be great against the Dead Prophet, against the heal coming up from the Undying.
Yeah, really looking quite good, and a 2K lead right now for Vici overall. Chalice, he's got that hood. He hasn't gone into the Blink Dagger like you said. So we'll see when the Blink Dagger finally comes from Fade, but it feels like it's just delayed so much. We usually see it around the 13-minute mark. Looks like it'll be more a 15-minute Blink Dagger, potentially, depending on how the next few go. We'll see. Urn placed onto Fade. PYW and DY, they're just defending this tower as best they can. But finally, with the second Exorcism on this mid tower, they'll take it.
Sometimes your best is just not enough. Slark on the bottom lane, going ham on Ori.
Pounce in 9, Fissures in, Dark Pact over. Ori, ooh, just surviving right now with 140 health. Aji trying to stay with him. Going to get that stun off. Pounce doesn't leash, but he still has a right click to throw at him. And he'll get his first kill of the game and pick up his first permanent agility. That pushes him closer and closer to the Diffusal Blade.
Every single time Exorcism is up, they should try to take a fight. We still have not seen Ravage being used.
Yeah, no Ravages yet, which is, you know, we're waiting for the big team fight from EHOME. Haven't quite seen it yet. It really hasn't set up that way, but EHOME haven't exactly forced it to be in a position like that. They've kind of let Vici be the aggressors for the majority of this game. So Chalice now he is working on that Blink Dagger after picking up the hood. Got Blink finished in about 30 gold for Fade. He's working on picking up, you know, that Blink, and then we'll see probably a smoke from EHOME. Smoke into the potential Echo Ravage combo. A little bit of a combo there for the entire team, with Exorcism maybe running the entire time. Like, there's a lot of team fight from EHOME that might be tough for Vici to deal with.
Still feel like the Vici Gaming has a better scaling lineup with the Leshrac, Bat, Juggernaut. Juggernaut's going straight into Mjolnir. That's interesting. Like, usually we just see a Maelstrom into, like, one defensive item, something like a Manta style, possibly, to get rid of the silences, tank him up a bit, or SNY. SNY just doesn't sound too bad here. Status resist against the silences, against the Earthshaker feels really good.
So Fade here with his team, and Illusion coming over. Fade, I believe he's trying not to be spotted, so doesn't give away the fact that he's got himself this Blink, but they're going after Chalice. They've used the Omni Slash already. So EHOME not having to worry about that Omni Slash coming into this next fight, but still yet to engage. They'll find the Bat Rider. Ajin moving in. PYW's nearby. They do have Lasso available. They don't have the hook shot.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
EHOME can't find any openings. I think it's time to use the smoke. There's one on Undying, and there it is.
There it is, yeah.
Try to make stuff happen. You have a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, Tidehunter just 100 gold away from his.
Yeah, he's farmed up this Blink Dagger pretty quickly. It felt like it was a slower game for Chalice, but he's found some openings. Exorcism gets used. They've got the Fissure. Now Yule's up into the air. Old 11 trying to run away, but it's not looking likely as Ajik gets another kill, this time onto the Bat Rider. But there's the Mjolnir finish for this Jug.
That's going to be just a ton of damage coming out from Juggernaut's Omni Slash. It's sadly only level 1 Exorcism, and it was not a close kill to the Roshan. Usually when we see Dead Prophet getting a kill with level 2 Exorcism, easily turned into Rosh. They have some minus armor coming out from the Tidehunter. Still no Ravage used, Echo Slam as well being held for a very long time. I think Vici Gaming just understands that they should not be taking the team fights right now, because it feels they're much weaker. Their pick-off game is very strong. Batrider getting close to his BKB. Like you have a Clockwork Hook shot. These heroes are very good at picking off other heroes, not that good at just straight-up team fighting.
Yeah, they'll fight if they can find the advantage after a pick-off. Meanwhile, Old 11, like you said, he's almost got that BKB, then into the Blink Dagger afterwards, so they'll have that initiation with the Blink into the lasso, but right now they've got long-range initiation with the Clockwork, so it's not one of those games where he desperately needs that mobility on the bat. Smoke bought by Fade, 5-man here from EHOME. Should be looking to get ready to smoke up and look for another fight, at least that's what it seems like. Meanwhile, Vici coming from top over towards mid, and EHOME are the ones setting up. They do have this blink for the Tidehunter, so this could be a difficult fight for Vici if they are to fight into it. But again, like you said, they've been really good about just staying away and positioning themselves around the map where they don't have to fight in the EHOME.
It's a great understanding from Vici Gaming, you know, when they should fight, when they should not, and you can see the net worth increasing. They're wasting EHOME's time. EHOME wants to fight. Vici Gaming just says, no, we're just gonna dodge.
Is under attack.
Farm their BKBs, one on Leshrac, one on Batrider, get one more item on a Juggernaut, then they will be ready. Like with the 2 BKBs and the Blade Fury from Juggernaut, I think that's enough to be able to take a fight against those big team fighting abilities.
All right, so we'll see when that clash eventually happens, as Ori's almost got this BKB. His game is not as big as we normally see from him. Again, when we think of Ori, or at least when I think of Ori, I think of someone who kind of takes over the map, runs around, and makes a bunch of space by getting these kills, but we haven't seen that quite yet. Lasso used onto the Tidehunter, as well as the Omni Slash. They'll throw the Fissure, hits on 2. They've got the Silence onto the Jug.
Buyback from Chalice.
The owner armor, and now
that's a good
the Supernova is in a perfect spot. EHOME looking like they might need to disengage, but they get the kill on Erica. The egg goes off. Ravage is out. They look over at the Batrider. They'll take out Old 11, and they'll look for a third. DY trying to TP, but there's no chance of the Fissure behind him.
I think they need to run into Roche Pit. Exorcism still running for like 15-ish seconds. They don't want to do it? Okay, buyback expended on Chalice. Vici Gaming, like their execution, even though they lost 3 heroes, it feels like they're on point. You don't expect Batrider to just use Lasso on a Tidehunter, and then there's a follow-up Juggernaut Omni Slash. So EHOME didn't get anything out of this. They get like 2k gold more than Vici Gaming, but that's pretty much it.
It looked like it was setting up really well for Vici. That egg was in pretty much a perfect spot because of the fact that Fade throws that Fissure, and it basically keeps them from being able to hit that egg. Plus, their attention the entire time was on the Jug, making sure that they killed Erica before he was able to get out of that.
Juggernaut's still squishy, easy to bring down, because he invested all the gold in Mjolnir, so no defensive tools. I see SNY and Scotty being built after, which I really like. Scotty against the Dead Prophet, against the Tide, works really well. Already talked about the status resistance, so just needs to tank up on the hero to be able to survive through any like initial bursts coming on from the either Ravage or Blink Echo.
And that build kind of reminds me of like God King's build. Go Sanjin Yasha, finish the Scotty, and then dismantle this Sanjin Yasha and go for that Manta Halberd, which was always interesting. He was doing that on like every game he played. Glimmer Cape finished for X-Nova.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Chalice got himself a Ghost Scepter, okay. Interesting build from the Tide. Hoodblink Ghost Scepter. I feel like I was expecting something a little bit more team utility than just the Ghost Scepter.
After getting killed like that in the previous fight, he decides to get a Ghost Scepter to protect against the Omni Slash. Other possibility could be get the medallion into Solar Crest, so you can use it on your teammates as well.
Shaker was looking to go for that Aether Lens, but now going towards the Shard, I was questioning that as well, because just because we've been seeing the Shard be such a standard item, and its power is so strong. Like the Aether Lens normally, from what we've been seeing from Earthshakers, comes after the Shard, gets built in, you know, to Octarine Core, so...
Shards is a must-have on Earthshaker. That Shard actually gives you everything. Lower cooldown on Fissure, you can walk over the Fissure for some reason. And yeah, the stun, so you don't have to commit. That Prophet ulti inside the pit. Seems like Vici Gaming is not aware of that. Okay, they are. My apologies. Radiant using a skin. So they know, like, there's not enough time. Roshan will go down.
To have somebody blocking against the Clockwork hookshot. Ravage used, BKB comes out. That's actually going to hit the Clockwork. They get the Aegis on Ajit, though. Use the lasso onto the Death Prophet as well as the Supernova.
Another
on the
good
high
egg.
ground. Pounce. He gets to the high ground, looks at the egg, but it doesn't look like he's going to have the damage or, well, the number of strikes needed to take the egg out. Hookshot hits on a Fade. They've got the Flame Break, and now Fade pushed back by the Cogs. Fissure out, but it's not going to help him. Ori gets the kill. 2 heroes gone on the side of EHOME. However, they do pick up the Aegis into the hands of Slark.
That Ravage was a bit premature. He felt them coming, but I believe it hit only one guy. Also another good egg by DY. And these two eggs were pretty much perfect. You can't really complain about it. Now Phoenix is level 2, so Supernova, I mean, they have a Supernova level 2.
But the stun, Ori! He's caught Ajit for a second, trying to get away with that ulti. 2 heroes in on this. And now PYW's come over. Chalice blinks forward. He doesn't have a Ravage to play with, but they have slowed down the clock. Hook shot away just as he was getting pounced.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Slark decided to go for the Aghanim Scepter to be able to get in and out of the fights. 2 charges on it.
I believe Jug also decided to skip the Sanjin Yash and go straight Scotty.
So it's going to be Scotty into Abyssal Blade, most likely. I would still love if he just skipped the full Mjolnir, like Maelstrom into SNY, into Scotty, into Mjolnir sounds much better. Having a status resistance and be more tanky against the lineup that EHOME has, just, for me, sounds a bit better.
What would you like to see from this Death Prophet going boots travel? What would you like after that?
Eon Disc. Eon Disc is just a busted item right now. It feels so good to have. I've seen it across the Southeast Asia region being picked. Usually it was like 5th, 6th item.
Yeah.
Now with some buffs and how the meta has changed, I feel you can just buy it as a 3rd item on most of the cores. Especially when they have this instant initiation coming out from the Batrider, just feels like a really good item.
Would you have preferred it before the boots travel?
Boots of Travel is fine. You know, she's gonna still get things out of the map, considering how Vici Gaming is playing. Splitting the map, trying to avoid big team fights, getting a pick off. Okay, Lincoln Sphere queued up. That also works, like the other way to protect against the lasso. I also wouldn't mind seeing like a casual plate mail.
Yeah.
Against Edict, against the Juggernaut.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I was going to say, I think at times we've seen both on the Death Prophet. Both the Lincoln Sphere into like the Aeon Disc. Just that double protection. Shards coming out for the Earthshaker. Blade Fury from Erica just the TP away. Ajit was showing. He's going into the Basher. He's still holding on to this Aegis. He's got just about 2 minutes to work with it. Game feels very close despite the net worth lead swinging more so in the favor of Vici by about 6K.
Vici Gaming is in no rush, especially since Lark is holding the Aegis right now.
Yeah. And that's the way they've been playing the game even without him holding the Aegis. So they're fine to continue that game plan, look for these next items. And, well, as we say that, they smoke up, and they're going to try and make something happen. Scan's going to miss from EHOME over in their own jungle. That doesn't catch anybody from Vici, who are smoked up here. But EHOME, they're backing away, and they don't have a smoke of their own, but they are grouped up for the moment.
We still have not seen Echo Slam 27 minutes in.
Which is very surprising.
Maybe he wants to pick Earthshaker in game 2, then use multiple Echo Slams, just stacking it right now. It's a possibility.
Pounce down to the low ground. Ajit now away from his team. He'll spot Erica. Thinking about going to the fit here. Look at Old 11's positioning. He's looking ready to jump on somebody, but there's the
good
Ravage.
Ravage.
Comes in, and Jug gets caught. Hook shot in onto the Earthshaker, who's already been hit with that lasso. They've got the cogs down. Flame Break pushing these heroes away. The Supernova goes off. They look over the Sark. Ajit in trouble. The Aegis has been popped. They already got the kill on a Chalice. They'll take out Fate. It's going to be 2 dead on the side of EHOME. Up in the air is this Death Prophet coming back down to Earth and really not enjoying her time, because now Death Prophet is dead. X-Nova trying to hide, but they've got the sentry down, and he'll be killed off. 4 heroes dead on the side of EHOME. Vici come out victorious by quite a margin. It looked like the Ravage was good, but again, DY has been perfect with these Supernovas.
Man, DY has been exceptional this game. I don't think you can ask for a better Ravage. Like, it's pretty much a perfect one where Juggernaut gets caught when he gets out of the spin instantly, but still there's no follow-up. Still no Echo Slam. We can give credit to PYW, who's controlling the Earthshaker nicely.
Oh, yeah.
The Rocket, he scouts him out. Spirit Vessel, can't blink. So EHOME needs to have some smokes ready for the next fight. Use it on the Earthshaker to be able to get that Echo.
And there was never a point where it felt like Fate could get that Echo off, missing both these pounces.
Just pouncing in and out, not hitting anything.
Yeah, I don't know if the viewers at home saw in that replay there, but Fade ended up getting lassoed and left on the cogs, which pushed him away. Ooh, this might look set up to be a good Echo Slam. They've got the Fissure, they've got the Totems, and they've used the Echo. The Echo is actually off
just
to
a
the
shard,
back,
yeah.
just to continue to use that shard and control both Erica and PYW. So it's not the big Echo Slam right on top of them, but it did its job.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to, slam people because of the new shard. You can just Fissure, Totem, Echo Slam, just keep them locked in a place and possibly use one Totem after that.
And it worked out. Some galaxy brain thinking there from Fade.
This is why I would love to see SNY. Some status resistance messes up Earthshaker's combo. Like, he can't Fissure Totem because you will get out because of the status resistance.
Bounties. A lot, all 4 of them, I believe, going to EO.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still 5k gold lead for Vici Gaming.
Ajit has picked up the BKB. He's going into the Basher. He was originally looking for that Basher, skips over that for a second, now doubling back forward after picking up the BKB, which seems like he'll need in these team fights. And then Jug, yeah, he's looking for a Blink and a BKB.
Interesting build. I see a lot of carries these days picking up a Blink Dagger, which is fine because now you can upgrade the Blink Dagger. Before, you did not want to buy a Blink Dagger on your carries most of the time because it just felt like a waste of a slot.
Does it feel like a waste of a slot now? Or just
not anymore.
Less so?
No, now feels really good to have a Blink Dagger because like you can always upgrade it to whatever you feel like it's the best. Here, Swift Blink, of course, on Jug. A lot of value.
Yeah.
Attack speed with the Omni Slash. So now Slark has a BKB for himself. Any big items coming out from EHOME? Yeah. Death Prophet in the end decides to go for that Eon Disc that I mentioned. Like, Pelican Sphere is very costly, and like Eon Disc gives you an opportunity to just be able to use your abilities, pop your BKB after getting caught by lasso.
All 11 inside the trees. Everything ready for both sides. Fissure's gonna miss though. Old 11, he's able to blink away, but they've got the totem. That stops Old 11 for a second. Chalice just making an escape with his own blink. Flame break.
He'll just get whatever he can.
It's a lasso though on the Undying. Maybe EHOME could take advantage on this. They've got the silence onto the Phoenix. No supernova this time. They've got
no
the
buyback.
Lockdown. DY gone, pounce over, hits PYW, who's got a BKB of his own. The Ravage is out, and it hits.
There's the Echo
Slam. It's right onto Vici, but it hasn't done enough. PYW getting low, Aji trying to run, and so is the rest of EHOME. Chalice just gets away with the Ghost Scepter and the TP. XM, his Aeon Disc gets popped. He's used that Exorcism. He's trying to run from Ori Old 11, and now Erica chasing. Flamebreak pushes him over to the left. Slark got out. Well, really, he just got ignored. They'll go after XM, they'll get the kill, and now it's just Ajit around. However, he won't be able to make anything happen. It looked like everything again was there for EHOME. The Ravage, the Echo Slam, Exorcism going the whole time, but Vici, they play it well enough where they come out on top.
Good jump by Earthshaker, still not enough. There's a healing ward healing them. They took out the Phoenix, which is pretty much the target you want to take out first. Akhjit in Invis, waiting for someone to come to the bottom lane. They know there's no BKBs yet.
They'll go for Ori. Right click's coming in. Pulse Nova trying to make something happen. There's another pounce. Yules, Dark Pack, and the kill. It's the Soul Rip from X Nova. And now Omni Slash mitigating. 3 heroes here. Soul Rip again. Hook shot in. But there's the Fissure. They've got the totem. They're stunning up these heroes with BKB being popped by PYW. Clockwork surviving way longer than it feels like a 5 should. Or a 4 should at this point.
Lasso in 10.
Nova finally goes down. They've got the Sun Ray. Chalice burning a little bit down to 70 health. He'll survive. Faith throws a right click at PYW with the totem. But still, he survives. They look over at Old 11. They've got the Supernova. They look at Ajit. They've got the lasso. They can't get the egg, and it's looking like Stark is dead to rights, and he is. XM comes in. The Fissure lands on a 2. They've got the totem to follow it up, as well as the silence from the Death Prophet.
Yule Scepter, but they can't see her.
But they cannot get the Yules onto this Phoenix.
Oh, I feel Juggernaut could actually stay, because Clockwork was doing some amazing work, you know, just trying to reset his cooldown on a Blade Fury so he can't get out. And then Batrider shows up, plus a Phoenix, so that's sustained, that's damage. Lasso cooldown was once again ready. Man, 11 having a really, really good game this time. Finds regeneration, now with the Aghanim Scepter, allows him to get the 2 targets.
I like the double lasso. It only shows his 1 lasso connected to another. But in my mind, I think he's swirling 2 lassos.
Yeah, it's just 1 lasso, B-Cup.
Okay. I could dream. Ooh, Dust, Fissure, and the silence coming out from the Death Prophet. Old 11 can only just watch. They tried to throw the healing word to help out DY as best they can. They do have buyback on the Phoenix, but Supernova down basically
Roche
the entire
is
time he's dead.
available if they want to run in. Death Prophet, Exorcism is available. Level 3, so that's 24 ghosts. It's being pinged out. Buyback available on Phoenix. If they scout it out with a rocket, Phoenix will buy back for sure.
Courier goes down, so they know they have vision of this. They use that rocket. You got to be aware of where PYW is. They're finally setting up there together. Hook shot, it misses. Ravage, though, as well as the Echo Slam, all committed to take out Erica. They look over at PYW. The BKB's been popped once again. Ajit sticking with him. They've got XM. He's popped his own BKB. Exorcism still rolling forward, and PYW's dead as well. Both these heroes don't have buyback. The victory prize at the bottom of the cereal box should be Roshan.
Cheese and Aegis. I like how Chalice is not hesitating at all. He's like, I'm blinking in, using my Ravage, don't care. Once again, we go back to Juggernaut's item build. Like, he decided to go for a BKB. If they get a good jump, you're not going to be able to pop that BKB. They'll just stun lock you. So status resistance, SNY. I feel like if he had that SNY, that he would live 2 times in a row because of it.
Yeah, it could have been setting up to be a different Jug game, but instead, Erica 4-4-7, sitting behind the Slark. But we haven't really, well, you know, we talk about the Jug and his build. What about Ori right now? It's going into the Aeon Disc as well. You talked about how this is a strong item for the Death Prophet. I think the same could be said there for the Leshrac too. He's got just about 20,000 net worth. He's having quite the game at the moment. It's not as flashy as we normally see from Ori, but quietly I feel like he's top of the net worth.
Yeah, Ori silently farming, getting very close to his level 25. Let's see if there's any big items coming up and down. Clockwork, all right. This is not what I wanted to see, just for the memes though. Aghanim Shard on Clockwork queued up, so it gives him a jetpack ability.
Also, Batrider got the shard too.
That's interesting. Maybe, you know, if they get a jump on, let's say, Juggernaut, he can actually save him. We've seen some abilities like that, getting a lot of value. Not just abilities, but also items. Wind Waker, we've seen it used to full potential a couple of times.
Disruptor's shard, I feel like we've seen used. Something that helps your allies out. Those shards that have that ability to make your heroes tougher or, you know, hurt more. I like them.
It's a 20-second cooldown when used on allies,
the
Batrider shard, so could be okay-ish if they get a good jump on a Juggernaut, could actually save him.
I like that this Falcon Blade is now just sitting in Ajit's backpack.
Yeah, you can't upgrade that item. That's big downside of the item.
Be on the lookout for the next patch when it does get an upgrade. Hook shot misses. Fissure comes in. Pounce. That's going to miss. Then he pounces back. BKB's been popped very early by Erica. So,
well, this is the problem with BKB on Juggernaut, something we don't see that often, but you know, he needs to pop it straight away. With the status resistance, it's like you're waiting for them to get a jump on you, then you're like, man, we didn't stun him for long enough. You get the Blade Fury off, turn the whole fight around.
They're still pressuring. They're posturing. They've taken the tier 2. 2 minutes left in the Aegis. Silence, that comes in as well.
Where's the lasso? There it is.
The lasso for the save on the Leshrac, but the Echo Slam, he still lives through it. Supernova
Another
is
good
out.
egg.
They've got the hook shot coming in from PYW as well as the Flame Break pushing back Earthshaker and X-Nova. He's in a caught. Pounce over onto this PYW Clockwork. They get the kill on a one. He'll buy back immediately, but they've already taken out the Aegis with the Omni Slash bouncing around onto this Death Prophet. They've got the stun that hits onto Ajit. Dark Pack, Lotus Orb trying to run. Oh, there's the lasso onto XM.
That was such a great play, man. This Batrider shard pickup, I was like, where is it? Perfect timing, drags him back, and it's only 20-second cooldown when used on allies, so you can use it offensively like a couple of seconds after. So buyback from PYW, buyback from Fate, 2 position 4s, bought back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
25 for the Leshrac.
Dire's middle tower
That's
has
that
fallen.
extra Diabolic Edict explosions. We'll take a look at the replay. Try to go about it better this time as Leshrac. Look at that.
And
Just
the Glimmer
Echo.
Cape, yeah, just to keep him alive. 80% damage reduction is no joke.
Literally do nothing. Fade, he ends up dead. Cogs are around this Undying, and then Ajit, he pounces into the Cogs. He's in trouble. And once he loses that Aegis, it's just troublesome for the Slark who's trying to run. He gets away in the end, but XM dead without buyback, 90 seconds.
Is under attack.
So, still 15 seconds without the Death Prophet. Erica just leading the charge, trying to go through backdoor here. Finally, the creeps come in. Should be an easy tower to take.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And 14k lead from Vici. It's weird that it's a 14k lead considering EHOME felt like they were the ones making the charge, down by so much.
Cheese and Aegis were available. Juggernaut buying the Tome for himself. Not sure it's needed. Like, he's gonna hit the 25. That's a very greedy thing to do. Let's see if there's anyone that could buy that shard. I mean, Phoenix is level 20, so there's nothing to gain from that Tome. Same goes for Clockwork. So, okay-ish. Would still hit level 25 nevertheless. Eon Disc on Leshrac. Just love the item right now.
Octarine coming through for Old 11.
Young 11, he's either the best or the worst player in the game. Pretty much it's always the same story with him.
Hook shot. X-Nova drops a tombstone on the high ground. Decent spot to put it in. Old 11 looks for an opportunity. Supernova on the high ground with the lasso.
Double
He
lasso.
The Death Prophet as well as the Sark. They got the stun to follow it up. They look over at Ajit. The egg pops and down goes Ajit. They lose the Sark. He does have buyback. BKB's been popped by XM trying to run. BKB TP. Supernova makes sure he doesn't get away. And it is 3 dead on EHOME.
Once again, 11 proving his worth, man. I just love his item build this game. Like, no shenanigans, boots of travel, into BKB, into Blink Dagger to get the initiation going, then picking up Eggs and the Shard. Like, that Shard pretty much turned the whole fight, the previous fight around. Now with the Aghanim Scepter, a double lasso just feels really great. With the Octarine Core, it's much easier to execute. With the cast range, Edict level 25, extra damage. This just might be it. They get 2 more kills.
Slam.
Echo, Ravage.
Ravage coming through, but now they've got the lasso. The double Ravage just does nothing. It really doesn't affect the side of Vici, who are still coming forward, still chasing EHOME, and looking to finish the game.
Yeah, you used everything. You used everything. You've seen the lasso once again being used on defensive. Used on Juggernaut still, you know, I don't think they would be able to bring him down, but, you know, just shows how Dota has evolved and some of these new abilities, new upgrades, just fun to watch.
It is everything from EHOME just not getting it done. And now Vici are up towards top. Destroy mid, go towards top, Blink Dagger for the Slark. Hook shot used, and that's on X-Nova. They've got the Cogs. Chalice really doesn't have much to offer at the moment with no Ravage. X-Nova gone. He'll buy back immediately. Blade Fury pouncing back is Ajit. He needs to run. The Aeon Discus pop. Yule's up into the air. Death Prophet now. Just trying to survive with this exorcism, and you see Ajit a little bit too scared, and rightfully so, continuing to pounce away. They've got the Supernova.
Aggressive egg.
It's aggressive, but they know that they cannot kill it.
It's just a zoning egg. They get close, try to kill the egg. There's going to be some turnaround. This way, they don't even touch it. 3 set of barracks for them. There's still 1 set on the bottom and the tier 3 tower. Yeah, this game is looking pretty over. They have 1 more fight possibly. Tidehunter, 50 seconds for the Ravage, 60 for Refresher.
A Refresher, that double egg in that fight over in the dire jungle. Just both eggs landing perfectly. I mean, the double lasso into a Supernova.
The double, they have double everything. Like double Phoenix Egg, double lasso. We're gonna see a Refresher on a Clockwork or just the Aghanim Scepter. It works like a Refresher as well. Double hook shot, pretty much double everything. Let's see that jetpack. I want to see jetpack, fly over, scout things out, flying vision, Eon Discus proc.
I want to see the finest creation. PYW, a Clockwork Shard. But still leading forward, looking to get Megas. They've got the Silence. Pounce misses again from Ajit, but they've got the Fissure. Now line that up with a Totem. Oh, hook shot in from PYW that hits on X-Nova. They've also got the Silence. Lasso used. X-Nova gone. Doesn't have buyback this time. Dead for 90 seconds.
They need to reset. BKB used on Lesh. No Eon Disc.
Jetpack flying away. Looks like he's swimming in the air. Ravage used. Supernova over to the side. They can't save Old 11. The BKB's been popped by PYW, but the Fissure still blocks you out. Gems on the table. Supernova used. And now they'll use the pounce, but is he in a good enough position? Ajit,
Ravage available again if they want to take a fight.
Blade Fury doing a lot of damage. He's forced to pounce away. They've got the Ravage that hits on a 2XM coming in. He's got the Exorcism with the BKB being popped, and now the Omni Slash bounces over to the neutrals, but back over to the Death Prophet. They'll get the kill on the fade. They'll take out both the supports so far. Erica, though, surrounded and in trouble. Sunray isn't enough with the Blade Fury looking like it is, or he's back into the fight. Here comes the Leshrac. XM
Ajit as well as Chalice just cannot get it done at the moment. They finally take out DY, and Ori, he came back into this one, but he's in a bad spot.
BKB in
Jug
5,
leaving,
it's
and
not
now
going to be
keeping
enough.
him alone. They'll get the kill on Ori. XM looked like he was dead to rights, somehow survives it all, and ends up killing
EHOME
off
understood,
Leshrac.
like, we need to take this fight. We proc the E on disc on Leshrac. BKB was used. Another good Ravage from Chalice. He caught Juggernaut multiple times this game after the Blade Fury, which is not that easy as it seems. You know, Blade Fury ends, he blinks in, uses the perfect Ravage. Yeah, Roche, let's see. The 3 couriers inside the pit, scouting things out. So it's Cheese, Refresher, and the Aegis, of course.
Take a look at this replay. It looked like Ajit was dead here. Blade Fury doing so much damage, forcing him out of the fight.
Didn't use Mjolnir for a very long time.
BKB, Omni Slash, bounces over to the neutrals. Fade ends up dead, but they don't kill XM.
Hag Shard also proccing quite a lot. Blade Fury. Yeah, look at those chain lightnings.
Still feels like Ajit just can't stay in these fights. But the Ags is helping. Able to have those multiple pounces in and out. Bat Rider comes in, throws the lasso over Nax Nova. Blink, Fissure coming through, hitting onto DY as well as the Totem. They've got the dust, they'll get the kill on Axe Nova. They'll
Roche
take out the
dropping
Undying,
low.
but they've used the Abyssal Blade that comes through on a fade. He's trying to run away. He can pick up that haste if he goes down. That's what he was
Gets
looking
bashed.
for.
Gets debated as he gets bashed up. Now they've got the Sunray as well as the Supernova. The Aegis is going to be snatched here by Ajit as he takes it away from the hands of Vici. The hookshot's going to miss. Supernova goes off. The 3 heroes from the side of EHOME are still alive, end up escaping just barely. But as I say they're escaping, Erica's right on their tail. He gets a bash on a Chalice. You still have Exorcism going. There's the second Supernova with the Refresher being used by the Phoenix of DY. But again, EHOME just make enough distance between themselves and the rest of Vici.
Vici Gaming kills Roshan. EHOME gets the last hit, of course, but EHOME gets everything from it. So Cheese on Dead Prophet. Slark picked up a Refresher. He gave it to, let's see who's holding it. It's a Dead Prophet for now. So yeah, double Exorcism, double Ravage, and of course Aegis on Slark.
Death Prophet, the Spirit Siphon upgrade with the Shard, has the Ags, of course. Working with a Spell Prism. Exorcism's cooldown cut to 118, basically 119 seconds. Not
Spell
doing-
Prism is just a busted item.
Yeah.
It's the best tier 4 item without a doubt. It gives you everything. Mana regen, it gives you stats, 18% cooldown reduction on the items and abilities.
Pick up that Flicker. They also have an Abyssal finished on Ajit. And we saw the Abyssal from the Jug, used on Fade. Basically was enough to take him out. Almost got to the Haste Rune. I think he saw it, saw a potential opportunity to run, and when he went down, Jug was close enough to get that bash. So 25k, but an opportunity here for EHOME. Certainly. Octarine Core being built for the Tidehunter. He's already got that Refresher. Lotus Orb, Pipe, Wind Waker for Ori.
Oh, Wind Waker is a really good item. You know, you have a Lasso that can be used on allies, and now you have a Wind Waker on top of that. So once they get like what might look like a good jump, you can just combo break it. Did you know that Eon Disc's ability passive is called Combo Breaker?
No?
I learned that the other day.
Sounds like something out of a fighting game.
Combo Breaker.
I think you gotta go deeper on that. Kind of like the old Halo announcer.
I'm listening, B-Cup. You go.
No, I'm
Go
not
deeper.
gonna- Combo breaker.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Also, you should not touch the microphone.
Sorry.
Chat will not appreciate
No,
that
they won't.
one.
You're right. I'm sorry, chat. Forgive me. Holding right now. Feels like Vici, though, looking to take their moment. Hook shot in, lasso as well. But Cox, Fissure all coming through, as well as the tournament. They've used the Echo Slam already. All of them with the BKB getting popped. Icarus dive over. BKB from DY never goes to the Supernova. They've got the Abyssal Blade. They'll go after this Clockwork. He's in the air, but they still have the reach. They'll get the kill on Aja. They'll take it the Aegis. Supernova not timed correctly with the Sunray. Here comes the second life. Chalice, he faints the ulti, but now he's in trouble. Force staff back. Just surviving. He faints it as the BKB came out from Ori. They've got the stun onto the Leshrac, trying to catch him. There's the silence. Erica looking for his opportunity to jump in, and there's the BKB as well as the jump on
Another
Ajay.
egg.
Can he get anything out of this? They got the Supernova as well as the Sunray. There's the Blade Fury. Bana comes in from Chalice. They need to get something out of this, and Death Prophet's in too deep. The lasso comes
They need
through
Chalice
from all
to blink in.
They've got the Omni Slash bouncing around with BKB, but it's not going to be enough. XM ends up dying. There's the Ravage coming through. It's getting into the Leshrac as well as the Jug. But now another Ravage comes in. BYW trying to get the save with this hook shot. There's the Fissure onto all three from Fade. They've got the damage to take out Erica. They'll take out Xnova in return. Fade push back via the Cogs. They'll take out two. As Osh's also dropped. 2 minutes on the sidelines. Looking really bad for EHOME as they found themselves on top of the Death Prophet. They've got the Spirit Summon trying to hold on.
That's
but
a
there's the
dieback.
kill. There's the GG call, and Vici take game one on an ultra kill from Ori.
Whew, man, what a game. What a game. Like Vici Gaming, some really nice itemization. Like their general understanding of how they should play this game, avoiding team fights first